Hello everyone. Happy Monday. Let's see if I can actually get in here. There we go. I see myself. And it has popped up on my screen. That's something new. I'm sure it's one of the many changes that YouTube has, which is good. It's good to know that I'm live. And I don't just have to find myself to make sure I am. All right, ladies, if you are in the chat, make sure that you tell me hello, Sharon. Thank you for joining. Also, comment, share, and give me the thumbs up. That always helps to get more likes on the videos and get it, you know, pushed to where it helps my business. So, yes, Sharon, it is very cold. It's very cold. The older I get, the more into weather I get. I've never cared about the weather before, but it seems like in the last couple years, I seem to be getting more and more into the weather. And my husband came in. The reason I was like a minute late was I was listening to training and some social media training, and he came in while I was in the middle of it, and he goes, "You're getting what you want next weekend." We're getting ice. I did not ask for ice. Just as a warning to everyone, I asked for a light dusting of snow, not ice. So apparently we're getting ice here in Darlington next Saturday and Sunday. So how about that? Not what I want. Not what I want. Hello, Kathy. Yeah, Sharon, I can do a little bit, just a little bit of snow. I don't need a lot. I don't need it for days. I don't need any of that. Just a light dusting, be here for a day, and then move on. Move back to where you belong, which is up north, not here in the south. I had to take Maggie to the vet today, and the lady that was at the counter that checks you in and does all that, she said she's from Colorado, and that was one of the reasons she moved down here, was because she was tired of the snow. So it's like, I could understand. I could understand. I have to be into the weather because Easton is major. That's right, Deb, you do. If I ever have questions, I'm just gonna message you, and then I'll know all about it, right? Ben has gotten really into the weather too. Probably in the last few years as well. Because he was never really into it. He doesn't like scary weather. Like, he doesn't like wind. He doesn't like thunderstorms. He doesn't like any of that, because his whole thing is, we'll lose power. He doesn't like to lose power. I can understand. You know, when we first, a funny story though, when we first, it's not really funny. It actually, at the time, now looking back and be like, it's okay. When we first moved to Winsboro, it was like 2022. So, well, maybe we had been there for a year or two at that point, because we moved in July of 2020. So it wasn't that first year, but it was that second year that we were there. And it snowed 3 weekends back to back in our area. Now, it didn't snow anywhere else. Just, it was like in Winsboro, because my mom looked back and said, yeah, you were the only one who got it, because I have pictures to prove it. Everyone thought I was crazy, and I was like, no, I'm not. And Florence got it that year too, because I came to a Dulcie class in Florence, and as I was driving by myself, because Ben couldn't go with me, it was like piles of snow up on the side of the road on the highway. So we got lots of snow in 2022. That was a little much for me. I'm okay with like 1 or 2 days of it, and then move on. Don't need it again. So, all right. So just a couple things we are going to talk about real quick. We are going to use maybe if I can find my bundle. Oh, here it is. See, I left it over here. Because I was typing. I have to get the tutorial posted. I have not done that yet, but we're going to be using the Endless Love bundle today. Even if you're not into Valentine's, hearts are always a good addition to any collection you have. So worst case scenario, just getting the dies is good, because I love to add little hearts to projects anyway, so I'm hoping this one will stick around for a while. So I'll have some hearts to add on. We are, of course, going to use our stamp set, but again, you can alter these projects to not be Valentine's Day if you're not into Valentine's Day. I like to do just little cute little Cersei things. That's always been my thing. If you've been around my channel for a while, I'll do it for any holiday. I'll do it for Labor Day. I love doing little Cerseis. So we're going to do 2 projects tonight. One is going to be a card, because you have to do a card, right? You have to do a card. And then one is going to be a box. And I love this little cute box. It's pink, but you could turn it to like blue if you needed to do that. And then I have several other projects that I have created using this bundle. And then I'm working on a shaker card. So, and then we've got this. We're going to do this on Thursdays live. And we're actually probably going to make 2 projects on Thursday, because I also have this. So, I got really into this one. It also helped that I was sick over the weekend. Again, of course. I tell you what, I've been sick since I've gone to the school. So they say that first year is kind of rough. But anyway, so I didn't do anything on Saturday except for craft in my craft room. And then I was off today. So I've been crafting all day. So I've got lots of stuff done. So we're going to be playing with that in just a minute. The next thing is I have bingo. Bingo is back, and I'm so excited. It is going to be in Columbia. It's going to be at Murray's and Casey, and they are prepared for us. I'm hoping that I can call them and actually up the number. We'll see. I've had several register already, so that's amazing. Thank y'all so much for that. We're going to be making 4 cards at bingo. And you know what? I'm actually going to move you down to the table so I can show you a little sneak peek, because I was working on those on Saturday. Let me move my camera around. Okay, so one of the things with bingo is, yes, I know it is by chance that you win a prize, but I always like to make it well worth your attendance, even if you don't win a prize, okay? So we make 4 cards, and these are the cards that we're making. They're springy, because who doesn't need spring cards? We all need to feel warm, especially after the last couple days. So we're going to make those, and then you also get a little packet for me, and that packet contains products. So you're going to get half a pack of the foam stickers, half a pack of 2, nope, I'm sorry, it'll be half a pack of, is it 2? Yes, half a pack of 2 different ephemera packs. So one is all sentiments, and then one is some spring fun little characters and pieces. Okay, so that comes with that, and then there's always like appetizers, things like that. I will provide all of that for Murray's. Usually we do lunch, but since we're not doing an official like regular card class and then that, we're just going to do appetizers. So if you are interested, which I would love for you all to come, there is a link in the description of this video where you can register for bingo. Cost is $50. It is on February the 21st, and it is at 11 o'clock. So if you do live here in the Florence, Darlington, Hartsville area, I will have a caravan. I can only obviously fit so many people in my car, so it's first come, first serve. 2 spots are taken because Ben is making the ride with me to call bingo. Unless, of course, something happens, you know, with his job. If someone gets sick or goes in the hospital, he's out. But the plan is for now for him to come and call bingo with us. So I hope you all can make it to that. It's one of my favorite events, and I haven't had it in a year. So I'm super excited. The next thing is club. So club for January is done, and we are moving on to club in February. Here's a sneak peek of 2 of the cards. We are going to be doing the lovely arrangements because, well, I can't stop playing with it either. So there are 2 cards here, just for a little sneak peek. This month's club will include a full pack of the, I still have to create like 1 card, so I have all the blocks there. You'll receive a full pack of the, oh, goodness gracious, I just forgot what this is called. Cloud cover. No. Yes, cloud cover. Cloud cover ribbon. You will get a full pack of these Moody Palette Glassy Dots, which I have to say are probably some of my favorite embellishments. And then you will also get half a pack of the, let's see, it's called Lovely Blossoms Designer Series paper. Now, with that also always comes a little extra gift. I like to add things to my club just as a little extra thank you. It is a little free thing. Sometimes it's a pen, sometimes it's a notebook, sometimes it's something that will always go along with whatever the club is. So for next month, it'll be something flowery. So, yes, Sharon, February 21st at 11 o'clock. And we really are going to have to push hard to have it done by, I would say, 1. And I say that only because we'll be taking up lots of space. We'll be taking up space at Murray. So we'll be in and out in 3 hours. At least that's the plan. You never know, though. Sometimes things change a little bit. Okay, so let's dive in. We're going to do our card first. I'm going to pull out all the pieces. Now, this card here, just as, Verna, you know, see, I'm glad it's not just me. YouTube and Facebook have been doing some really weird things lately. And even on Facebook, like I am, both my personal page and my page for my business, I have the Meta verified and it's still been doing weird things. So it wouldn't surprise me. Who knows? Technology. We all love it. So this card right here was my team swap for January. We did the, you know, it had to be Valentine's Day or whatever. We try to do whatever the recent or the new holiday is. Our swap for February is all about birthdays. So, because who doesn't need birthday cards, right? But when I was recreating, or when I was putting the pieces together to do my blog, I could not remember what color I used. So we're going to go with Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to hope that's right. And if it's not, it's going to work. I could not remember, and I'm pretty sure it was Flirty Flamingo. So we're going to go with it. You know, and it could have been Melon Mambo, now that I'm looking at it in a different light. But that's okay. We're going to go with Flirty Flamingo. So I'm just going to take my blending brush, and I'm just going to go in the center and around. And I think it was Flirty Flamingo. Good guess, Amy. Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes. Not all the time. All right, and I'm just going to add a little bit more. Okay, we're going to stick with that. And then we are going to, oh, you know what? I still need this. We're going to take our heart with the stripes. Huh, that's interesting, Verna. Yeah. There is no telling. We're going to stamp this one way up here in Flirty Flamingo. Then we are going to grab our smoky slate, and we're going to move this ugly grid paper. I've made a promise to myself that I'm going to use grid paper until I can no longer use it, because I realized I have been going through a lot of grid paper lately. And then we are going to stamp this one right about here. Ta-da. And that is Smoky Slate. And you can tell I had to re-ink it because it was getting real light from doing the team swaps. Then we're going to grab our little red heart here. But before we do that, we want to take this little arrow that's part of the dies. I put adhesive on the back, but I think, yes, I need to cut it in half. And we're going to put that down right there. And then we're going to take off the back for the adhesive. And we're going to put this right here, like that. And we're going to take the other half, and this is just to make sure that it's long enough because it would be just slightly short. Then we're going to line it up and stick it through like that. Okay. Then we're going to turn this over. We're just going to put regular adhesive on it because we're not going to pop up. We're actually only going to pop up the sentiment on this one. It's a shocker for me. I will say I do try to make my team swaps a little easier since I send to everyone on the team. Not everybody sends to everybody. A lot do, but not everybody. And since I send to everybody, I try to make it simple for myself. All right, so then next let's do our sentiment, and that's going to be love. So we're going to come over here and take our Flirty Flamingo again. And I re-inked my Flirty Flamingo too, and I feel like I didn't do a very good job with it. So we're going to see. I've had to re-ink a lot of my stamps or my ink pads lately. Okay, that'll work. And I'm pretty sure that I used Melon Mambo now that I see the love. Oh well. This one's going to get popped up. So I got to find my dimensionals. And oh, do you? Sharon, yes, yes, yes. Well, you know, the thing is, if it gets sticky, that's totally different, but I'm really bad about just using it once for like a live, and then I'm like, oh, I don't need anybody to see my past stuff. Y'all don't really care. You know, because who doesn't have nasty looking grid paper? Or, you know, even if you do like an area on your, you know, like a glass mat or whatever, you have to clean it up eventually, but while you're working, you tend to keep it a little messy. And I'm not going to show you what my desk looks like because it's a disaster. And it usually looks like that when I'm creating. Okay, last but not least, we're going to add to the front, just to this part. Oh, no, actually, we're not done after this either. We're going to add some bubble bath ribbon because this background paper is bubble bath. So we're going to tie in, and then, of course, that piece is too. So we're going to tie in a little bit more bubble bath. And I have gone through a lot of this bubble bath, as you can tell. Look. I have another one on its way, if it'll ever get delivered. I will say, since I've moved to Darlington, y'all, my packages do come sooner. I don't know why that is, but it'll say like it says these are supposed to be here on the 27th, but I guarantee you they'll be here at some point this week. So, if I don't need it, like urgently, I don't overnight it. Because then I can add more to my package. Because then I'm spending the same amount of money, right? Okay, perfect. Let's add this to our inside. Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad to be in good company with other amazing crafters. All right, let's add this to our center. And then we're going to add this to our front. By the way, I really like this side of the paper too. This pack in general is amazing. This one is called Mixed Up Patterns. And I really like this, this pack of designer series paper. All right, so now we're gonna lay that down there. Then we're gonna add some of these. Y'all, these are cute as can be. There are hearts. There are these little envelopes with hearts in the center where it like closes. So it's almost like a little stamp to close it. There are these cute little lips. And then there's like little confetti pieces. So this is adorable. I have really enjoyed using this, and there's a ton of them in there. So we will have a shaker card later this week on that. All right, I'm gonna grab my liquid ink and see if I can use it without exploding on me. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna do 1 right here as 5. Okay, then we are gonna take our take your pick tool. We're gonna take off the back end, and we're gonna take this little pointy piece. We are gonna grab this one here. We're gonna stick this on, and you see how it's sticking because of the type of material this is. It's sticking to my tack on this, so I'm just using the end to push down. And then I do want to make sure that it is pushed down nice. Then we're going to take our envelope. We're going to put one here. And then we're going to take another one. And we're going to add it down here. Right there. We're going to take a light pink one and put it here. Now I've got a piece of fuzz in there. And then we're going to take a white one. Oh, and there was only one white one in there. And we're going to stick that one right there. Okay, there we go. There is our first project, and it is a card. And of course, if you wanted to change it, you could put Happy Valentine's Day on it, or you could even just do sending you hugs and kisses. That would be good for like a niece or a nephew, or a grandchild. You could do just XOXO. So there's all kinds of things that you could do to not make it so Valentine's-y if you didn't want to. You could also grab another stamp set and do like happy anniversary for someone. So there's lots of different options. All right, let's do project number 2. We're gonna do our little box here. I'm gonna move this so that I can not fall everywhere. Whoop. Okay, now project number 2 is this little box right here. So before I get started, I'm gonna go ahead and clean both of my stamps because I need both the hearts again. All right. Then we are gonna grab all of our little pieces here. Grab our cardstock packet. I want to tell you guys something about this real quick. I have struggled with these. So these go with like the whole suite, and they're lovely doilies. I love doilies. I love them to death. I don't know what it is about this pack of doilies though. I am not in love with it. That is just to be the honest truth. I've tried to do what Sarah did. If you haven't checked it out, she did like a rosary where she like scored all these here and then like folded it and, you know, did it like, it was cute. It was very cute. Mine did not turn out so well. I did 2, so I wasted 2 and I did not like it. I have cut it in half on this one. Still don't particularly like it. It is what it is. I don't know. There's something about these I'm not totally sold on. So, I don't know. I may give the rest of them away once February gets here and just be like, hey, you get the pack if you would like it. And it's free. It's used, but it's free. So there are things that come out that don't always go for my fancy. So, and the doilies this time around are one of them. All right, let's do our scoring. So I'm gonna bring in my scoring tool here. And then I'm also going to pull in my measurements because, well, that's important. And I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna hope these are right. If not, I might be in trouble. Okay, so on the 9 1/4, we're gonna do 3/4. I'm pretty sure I checked all these before I wrote them down, but you never know. Things happen sometimes. All right, so 3/4, 4 1/4, then 5, and then 8 1/2. Okay, then we're gonna turn it on the 5 1/2 side, and we're gonna do 3/4, 1 1/2, 4, and 4 3/4. Okay, so that's gonna look like a lot, but it's gonna end up being simple. And I'm gonna pull in, I'm gonna show you guys really quick where I got this from. So I am famous for finding little boxes or boxes that people give me, and I take them apart. And this was a little gift that one of our building subs at school gave to us. She put some candy and then like a couple dollars in it for us at Christmas time. And I thought the box was so cute. And so anyway, I disassembled it and I created this box to, it's a little bit, this is bigger to fit our thing, but I wanted the construction outline of it. So that is where I got the idea. I'm also good at finding little boxes at different stores and purchasing them so I can deconstruct them. I love 3D stuff. So, all right. So we are gonna start by cutting down this side. So I need all of this and all of this to come off. And we want this end to be at a little bit at an angle. I'm gonna grab larger scissors though. And then we're gonna cut down. And when we cut down, we're gonna cut down on where the score line is. We're gonna cut on the inside of that score line, just right there. It also helps to make it more of a straighter line for us when you do that. Okay, and then we just need this one tab here. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this down like that. And then we're gonna cut this at an angle. And we're gonna cut this one at an angle over here. And then we're gonna trim this off below that score line a little bit further down. You don't need it that big. All right, and then we'll go ahead and just do this here. And we'll keep going with this side. So now I need to, we've got our tab here, and then we're gonna need this tab here. So let's go straight down here. And we're gonna cut that at an angle. Cut that one at an angle. And then cut off about there. All right, now this one here, we wanna cut it at a small angle. That's gonna get tucked in, okay? Then we're gonna come over here to this side and we're gonna cut this at an angle and then we're gonna cut it all the way down. We're gonna cut it on that inside of the score line, okay? Then let's go ahead and we'll cut this down at an angle like that. And then this one at an angle and then straight down on this side. And then cut it right about there, okay? And it doesn't matter that it's crooked. It's not going to matter. Then we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and cut that at an angle and then cut it straight down on that side. Cut that in. Cut that at an angle and then trim that off right there. Perfect. And then we just need to trim this side. Okay, so that's all the cutting. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna put that right there so that you can take a picture if you want to really quick. And I'm gonna throw all this trash away. Get it out of my area. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some adhesive. And your adhesive is gonna go on this side here. Let me fix this a little bit here. There we go. So we're gonna take some seal, because I think seal, actually seal does pretty good here. We're gonna do seal over here, like that. And guess what? That is all the adhesive that you have to do. Isn't that amazing? And then there's your little box. So you'll tuck these in, just like that. And then you'll tuck this one down in like that. Now, for some reason, if you do cut it a little too far in, sometimes it doesn't stay on this side. So you could even try to do it like straight and see if it'll not be too loose. But I wrapped ribbon around mine, so it doesn't really matter. Now, I want this tuck here to be in the back, okay? Which also makes this crease here toward the back, so nobody will ever be able to see it. Now, what goes in this, you might ask? My favorite chocolate, which I have to find it. I think it's here. Here we go. This is my favorite chocolate of all times. I love Reese's and things like that too, but these, the Russell Stover's caramel covered in milk chocolate, are the best. The best. And I have to, like, at the beginning of a holiday, like, they don't come out very often, just FYI. So when it's getting like a month and a half prior to when a holiday comes out, like Valentine's Day, Easter, and then they do Christmas. So I think they come out just 3 times a year. You have to be at the Dollar General early to get them. Otherwise, they're gone. They have marshmallow ones and stuff like that too, but nobody apparently likes those because they're always there. So anyway, so this is the chocolate that fits down. You just fold the little top over, and then you can slide it down in there. And I'm catching there we go. And then you'll just fold it down. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our ribbon and we are going to tie a nice cute little bow here at the top. I have turned my husband on to them as well. He likes them too. And I think I've given them out at a bingo before when I was doing bingos in like January for the new catalog. I'm pretty sure I put them in like the little buckets one year. So, all right, we're gonna do this here and pull this. I don't need quite that big. I think I just wasted a whole bunch of ribbon, but it'll be all right. We're gonna make this work. Let's actually try that again. It's being special. Let's see if I can, there we go. I do want it to be pretty big, but all right, then we're gonna take our scissors and we're gonna cut it there and we're gonna cut it there. And then ta-da! And then I'm gonna find my little sticky to put back in my ribbon so I don't poke myself when I clean up later. All right, so there's our box. Now we're going to take a piece of the designer series paper, and this is from the Endless Love like bundle. It's called Made with Love, which I think is actually the sweet name. And then we're going to stick this right on top of our designer series paper like that. And that's just going to keep it on there so that when you untie this, you can tie it back and it won't like adjust. It won't move. And actually here, I did put it on the front part of it, but I actually like it underneath the designer series paper usually. So, okay, let's take our little doily here. We're going to use the white part. We're going to cut it. And we're actually going to cut it straight across like that. And we're actually going to cut a little bit more off of it. We're going to kind of cut out this center part here like that. We're going to add adhesive right there. We're going to put this up top like that. Then we're going to cut this one off a little bit here too. I think, yeah. Was just looking a little weird. There we go. We're going to add adhesive to the bottom. And then we're just going to try to line it up pretty close. It doesn't have to be exact, but it, you know, close enough is good. Let's just overlay it just a little bit. All right. Then we are going to take this one here. We're going to stamp in real red over it. We're going to come down here. And then, ta-da! This one is going to go flat over here like that. And you're covering up that seam there. Okay. Next, we are going to take our pool party and we're going to stick this one at an angle this way. And again, you're just covering up that seam there. Then let's go ahead, since we've got our sentiment out here, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to take our little heart and we're going to stamp it in Pretty in Pink. We're going to stamp it right here like that. Probably should have moved it down a little bit, but that's all right. Then we're going to stamp in real red right there. Close that up. We are then going to take our white piece here. We are going to take this image. I'm going to grab my Versamark. We are going to put a little bit of powder on it since I have been manhandling all that cardstock today. Ink it up, stamp it right there. Yep, it is stuck. Close that, move all that. We are going to take our gold powder because our ribbon has gold in it, so we're going to go with gold. We're going to cover it a couple times just to make sure it gets good and covered. And then close that up so I don't blow it everywhere. We're going to take our tweezers and then we are going to heat it up until it is shiny. So if you don't like loud noises, turn your volume down. All right. Then we are going to take the dies and we are going to cut out the image. I'm going to pull in my, give me just a second. I'm going to try to clean up just a second so I have room. Sometimes it takes a moment. We're going to sit this down here. We're going to put it over the top. And then I'm just going to make sure that I have it lined up right. Put our little tape on there. And then run it through. And ta-da! There we go. I'm going to save that for some extra later on. Let me put that die back on there. This is going to get popped up, so we're going to flip that over. Grab some dimensionals. We're just going to do 3. Stick that right there in the center. We're going to go right about there. There we go. Then we're going to take the For You. We're going to put some adhesive on the back. And actually, before we do that, we need to do our arrow. I've already cut it out from gold foil. And that's going to go right across there. Oh, you know what? Let's add mini glue dots. We're going to add a mini glue dot on this side. Actually, no, we want to add the mini to this side, right there. Then we want to add a normal size down here. Okay. And then that's just going to kind of go, what I'm doing is going in the same direction with the lines in the heart, like that. Then this is going to settle over like that. We're going to grab twine, because you can't have too many bows, right? At least that's what I say. We're going to go with the white. Maybe if I can find it. We're going to do a little tiny bow. Like that. Trim it off. Then I'm going to actually take another little mini glue dot, or a mini dimensional. We're going to put that right here. Then we're going to attach this right there to it. Okay, then last but not least, I have these cute little deer dots. I love these. And we are going to do the pool party. We're going to add one there. Add one right here. And then add one right here. Okay, then that is project number 2. Fun projects, favorite candy. And then there is that card that we made also. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Verna. I appreciate that. Don't forget to come back and check out Facebook later this week for a shaker card. And then you'll have this project here. And this is like a little bag. This has, it has one of the heart brownies in it, but you can also put one of these, and so when we do it later this week, you're gonna get that. That will be inside of it. And then this one here, which has one of the little heart widgets in it. It's like one of those little popper widgets. So so make sure you come back later this week or on Facebook for some more fun projects. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all. Thank y'all.